Hey. That's so dumb. Sup? I don't know what to say. Oh, shut up. So, one day on a quiet Wednesday evening, I decided to stream Arkham Knight, the game you're seeing now. A very boring stream, actually. The intent was to find the most boring place in Gotham. And if you're curious on that, the video will be in the top right corner, blah 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 YouTuber stuff. What the heck is going on? Get me out of here. But while I was looking for boring places, a thought crossed my mind. Why are there so many cars parked on the sides of the roads? Ow. And where could they park instead? Leave me alone. The obvious answer to the first half is, well, everyone was leaving in desperation and the thugs took over. But as for the second half of the question, where else could they park? I don't know. So I made it my goal to go to every island across Gotham within Arkham Knight to figure out just how bad the parking situation is, and trust me, it's abysmal. But first, I'm curious to see if you can guess how little parking spots there are on the full-sized Arkham City, usually full of people, so tell me your guess in the comments. Oops, why did I do that? So I first make my way to Miagani Island, as it is the only island with a parking tower. And within the tower there are... There are 63 parking spots. However, I feel 3 of them don't quite count, as they're really small, as if they could only fit like a motorcycle in them, but it's only on one of the layers too. It's only this layer towards the top, which is pretty odd. 63 is not a lot to start, though thankfully nearby at the Peccadillo Lodge there are another set of parking spots. That being 7 additional parking spots. Go away. Okay, well, off to a terrible start. That's only 70, but there's also Wayne Tower that has parking, so let's count there. And it has only 67 parking spots, 3 of which that are not even available to anyone else, as they're exclusive to Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and Lucius. So that already takes 3 off of how many are in here. Plus, I'm not sure if these parking spots are even available to the public, as it's for Wayne Tower, so they're probably only for the employees, but I'm going to count them to the total anyways, because there's not a lot to begin with. And that's it for Miagani Island. Those are all of the parking spots on one of the 3 islands, giving us a total of 137 spots available. And it only gets worse from here. Feel free to let me know if I missed any parking spots in this video, as it's kind of hard to count them all because of how big the islands are. Shut up. So it's gonna be hard to count them all anyways, but based off my counting, there's not a lot. Hey, it's open 24 hours, I didn't know that. Now let's move on to Bleak Island, as it has the GCPD parking, so I know where I can start. Okay, so outside of the GCPD, both front and back, there are 25 parking spots. And as for inside, another 25, though they're only available for the officers, as well as 2 of them are for fire trucks, as you can see here. Oops. But those aren't regular cars, but I'll count them anyways due to how little there are to begin with. And so with the GCPD, there's a total of 52 parking spots, but thankfully there's a gas station right outside the GCPD. And at the gas station, there are 6 parking spots, giving us a grand total of 58 on Bleak Island. Well, it sure is looking pretty bleak for them, haha, get it? And then I realized I missed Panessa Studios, which has an additional 36 parking spots, which is still not a lot. And now for the final island, Founders Island. This one's kind of tricky, as there is Wayne Plaza, and for whatever reason it has 2 rings of parking. As you can see, there's one there and one here. But counting it all up, gives for a total of 51 parking spots, which is a pretty weird number, but hey, it's better than none at all. Though from here, I could only find one other spot that actually has some sort of parking. Though it's a bit of a stretch, that being Port Adams, which has debatably 4-ish parking spots in it, and that's it for Founders Island. It's not a lot. The grand total for Founders Island, a total of 55. So now with all the parking spots I could find added up, it gives us a total of 286 parking spots across all 3 islands. 3 islands worth of residents, with only 280 spots for parking total. But if we do further math, you can remove 67 from Wayne Tower, as it's most likely only for people working there, and another 27 from the inside of the GCPD, giving us a total of 192 parking spots available to the public. Let me put that in perspective. New York City, the Big Apple, has approximately 3 million parking spots based off a quick Google search, and an estimated 2.2 million vehicles with a total population of around 8.258 million people. So that's 8 million people with 3 million parking spots. A little uneven, but for Gotham it's way worse. They have a population of 6 million and 192 parking spots. Now, I'm not good at math, but if I did it right, that's about 2.66 New Yorkers for each parking spot. And as for Gotham, that's 31,250 Gotham citizens per parking spot. Yeah, it's pretty bad. No wonder there are so many taxis. Zoom in right there, and some of them are driving around, but no wonder there's so many of them. Here's another one that I'm just jumping on, and there's another one right over there. There's a lot of them, which makes sense considering how many parking spots there are, but where do the taxis themselves go? Ooh, I found one spot as of the making of this video with a designated taxi sign, that being right here, which took me longer to find than I thought. Though the parking spot seems to only fit around 4 or 5 of them, judging by the size of this taxi. Though it doesn't actually have designated parking Shut up. Though it doesn't actually have designated parking spots with the lines and everything, so I'm not even sure if it counts. But this is the one taxi spot I found. Tell me if there's more that I missed. Okay, so let's pretend we are a civilian. And this is when Gotham is not fully ridden with crime, and we want to visit this store. Not sure how to pronounce it, I'm not even gonna try. So we park our car at the nearest parking spot, which is the gas station. Move out of the way. And now we need to jaunt our way, shut up. And now we need to run our way all the way to that store, and I'm not even sure how to get there, so that'll be an adventure. And now we're finally at the store after walking a couple blocks. Well, at least we'll know Gotham won't be unhealthy, but now let's go to a different scenario. Let's say you parked your car here for work, and now your day is over, so you get back in, and you realize, uh-oh, I'm low on gas. I gotta go to the gas station. Well, where's the nearest gas station? Not on Miagani Island. The only gas station available throughout the entire city is on Bleak Island. So you need to hope that your car has enough gas. First of all, getting out of the tower wouldn't be an issue. You can usually just have it roll. And then apparently cut through the back here, make your way all the way over here, make some illegal turns, and now you're at the gas station. So hopefully you have enough gas to get there, because there's only one across all the islands, as far as I could find. And if you don't have enough gas, well, you're screwed. That's why there's so many taxis. Plus, everyone else will be driving their cars here, as it is the one gas station, so if you do need gas, you're gonna have to wait in line, because everyone else will want it. So, if you couldn't tell, Gotham has not only a parking issue, but also a gas station issue too, which is probably why there are so many evacuated people on buses in the intro, as their cars were either too far away to safely and efficiently get to them, or maybe they needed gas and didn't want to risk it because this is the only gas station. So the only option left was to all cram onto a small bus. But there is still one more issue, and it's not me falling down from a very basic ledge. And if you've been paying attention, you should know exactly what it is before I even have to say my next line. So, as you know, Batman basically cripples all of the thugs he fights. Well, if you didn't notice, there isn't a single handicap parking spot throughout the entire city. Maybe I'm mistaken, but still, I haven't found one, not even for Barbara. Poor Barbara. No, this video is not meant to bash on Arkham Knight or anything like that. These are just some observations I've made when looking more in depth at the game's scenery, and it's actually really enjoyable to do in games like this. And if you thought that was interesting, check out Any Austin. He makes a lot of videos like these, and they're always great to watch. I make a bunch of dumb videos about whatever I feel like making, so if you enjoyed, a like and sub would be greatly appreciated, as a lot of time and effort goes into the making of these videos. Also, shout out to my members, Escape the Seer, for being an absolute madman and upgrading to the Y membership that I mainly made as a joke, but I mean it's greatly appreciated, as well as Lawful to Law. Any all support to help me on my content creation journey is greatly appreciated. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day, and a good night.